Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, ML Art and Design. Always appreciate you guys coming back and checking out the works that I've done. Here we have a Mr. Sinister kit which I recently completed. This one is a very rare piece. It's very limited. Was done both as a kit and as a pre-painted statue. This one here is the kit version. I ended up being commissioned, so I did the build, the prep, the paint, and the end result is phenomenal. Let me get them spinning so we could take a better look at them. So the piece itself is, for me, one of the best depictions of Sinister that's out. Very rare, like I said. I don't know exactly how many pieces were made, but I know that the kit, maybe I've seen 3, 4, and then the pre-paint itself, you might find one here and there that pop up, but you don't really see too many. I believe it was a total of 43 pieces that it came in as, so a lot of work, but definitely the payoff is great. Try to go pretty quick because there is a lot to cover. So as it spins, you will see that every strand of the cape is a separate piece. So the strand was one piece, and then we'll call the arm, the mechanical part of it, is a separate piece as well. So that attaches into the back of the upper shoulder area there. There's a harness, and this was engineered perfectly because every mechanical arm has a letter assigned to it. So A goes into A slot, B goes into B slot, etc. On the kit here, the shoulder pads are removable. It has 2 other alternate portraits, 3 in total. It has in his hand, which he's holding up triumphantly there, he has 2 swap outs. One is the Cyclops with the broken visor, and the other one is a Cable skull. What else can we say? Oh, the hands. It has a series of interchangeable hands, so you can have different looks. Then you have, he is detachable from the base, and then you have obviously the nice what I call like laboratory scenery base there. So really wanted to go really different with this. We'll show a comparison because I ended up liking this so much that I ended up picking up one of the factory pieces. It was damaged, so I got a good deal, and I ended up picking it up because for me, like I said, it really screams Sinister, and I really liked it. But the factory paint up, even though it's the same piece, does have some different breakdowns because I guess when they engineered it, they saw that when they had to ship, things were going to break, so they made some adjustments, and then the paint app is totally not up to snuff for me, so I wanted to really rock this one out and just go ahead and give it, a lot of love, a lot of attention, and just really bring this one out. Let me switch a portrait out here. We're gonna go ahead and put on the more realistic looking one. They're all magnetized and really give a different perspective to the piece every time you switch out one of the heads. So this is one I would call more realistic look, kind of like a Tom Cruise looking portrait if you ask me, but still Sinister, nonetheless, and really changes the look of the piece. The last head is the Age of Apocalypse head with the long hair and the that nice goatee and all of that. So let's get that one going. And this is the Age of Apocalypse portrait. Like I said, long hair, goatee. He's got like these tubes in his head, to I guess whatever's going on with the Age of Apocalypse depiction. But really cool, really intricate. With this particular paint, with the skin tones, really wanted to go in there and bring out that nice rich white skin tone, but give it nice depth, and give each portrait, the attention to detail that it deserves. We went with that black eyeliner, the black lipstick, the nice red eyes, really making it pop. Once we go in closer, I'll take a look into the skulls and give you the side by side, and then we'll go over the portraits again, and then we'll see the whole paint scheme, how you have different areas that are gloss, some metallics, some satin, some leather, some matte, and everything as it's playing off. The eye is just catching all kind of different things, and just really, this piece has a lot going on. So that's what we really wanted to bring out. All of the different elements that the piece has. The sculpture is phenomenal. The detailing is insane. So we're going to go in close and really take a look at Mr. Sinister. Okay guys, here we are closer in. Now we can see the detailing. This is what I wanted to do with the skin tones. Really show what these Sinister, in my perception or from my artistic view, should really look like. So here, we did the eyeliner, give him the black lipstick. I'm gonna try to put in up the factory depiction of what it is, and so that we can see the difference. It's not the end of the world, but man, for me, this is not it. It looks like I don't know, just like it doesn't look like Mr. Sinister. This is more Sinister, for me, as opposed to this. Definitely, I don't want to drag this through the mud, but it's just too bland, man, too bland. So here we took our time, really went in, did the whole, the blue highlights in the hair, the recesses in the skin, really just taking our time building them up, man, and really giving them that nice rich skin tone. Swap the heads out right quick. So as you can see with the statue itself, the kit, I mean, it's a different breakdown. The head comes off and the neck stays in place, as opposed to the pre-paint, which that one, the whole neck comes out. Again, so this is the more Sinister look for me. This is the one that I think is the winner here in terms of the portraits. So I'm really digging this. We want the eyeliner again, that black lipstick, everything to really make it pop. And then again, we'll come to the factory paint up. It's just lacking something. So I'm going to end up, obviously, this is my personal piece, the pre-painted one. So I'm gonna end up repainting this and just really going to town on this. So this has just the black hair, as opposed to this one where we have the blue highlights in it, and just really give it the attention to detail. The last portrait, which is the one I jokingly called Tom Cruise. Again, same deal. Nice, really going into the expression that he's doing, giving it the shading and everything. Very important when you're painting these kits, for those that are, wanting to learn, you have to make sure that you're doing this at the same time, because different pieces in different areas on different kits will cover areas differently. This head, the way that it's cut out, is a totally different cutout than this one. So where you see, if I were to have painted this one day and the other head the other, maybe I'm just in a different mood, a different flow, the paint mixture is different, and then you have areas of differentiation, which is what you don't want at all. Let's go through a quick breakdown here. Here we have the leather padding. So really wanted to show that difference in the leather, as opposed to the actual armored areas, which is what I called armor because he shows different areas where there's like a bodysuit with a texture as opposed to this armor area. Like I said, there's a lot of detail on this, and the statue itself is really, really well made. This 3D printing is something that it's just phenomenal. Let me see if I can get this lighter so that we can look at over here. In certain areas, you will see that he has like a texture into the uniform, and that's where I say you have the metal plating on top of the bodysuit, and then you have the texture in the boot area there, which we went with a matte as opposed to the so here you have three different. You have matte on the black areas, you have a satin sheen here for like to simulate leather, and then you have the metallic armored areas. With the cape, obviously black on the outside, red on the inside. Wanted to simulate some sort of suede if possible, but it was hard to do. But it was a good shot, you know. I think it came out great. So the outside is a little bit more glossier than the inside of the cape. Here we have the leather harness on the shoulder area, and then we have the mechanical arms, and then you have the flowing cape strands, which is definitely dope. How each one, like I said, is individual and is lettered. On the base itself, wanted the floor to have staining and look really rugged, but also at the same time clean. I don't know how to really say that, but what I wanted to show is that you know, the place could be dirty but not take away from the actual character, where he's definitely standing out and not so much overpowered by the base. The gloves on the inside, we went with a matte black, and then, you know, the blues, the leathers on the outside. I will now try to see if I can get the other parts that are the swap outs shown to you, and we'll slowly wrap up Sinister here. Okay guys, continuing on, here's the breakdown of all of the swap out parts for the Mr. Sinister kit. As you can see here, we have a series of hands that are interchangeable. We have the two skulls, the Cyclops, and the cable, and then the three alternate portraits. So with each hand, what we basically did was go with the black matte on the inside, and then we went with the actual, with the color scheme of that rich, like darker blue with the shadowing. So this is just a blue that I mixed up, and then I went ahead and did the shadowing with the shading gray, and it all ties in pretty well. So it's got this nice texture on this, which is really, really dope the way that they did that. You have the fist, same deal, nice. This is just a regular hand that he's crunching, I guess, you know, making this gesture here. And then finally, this is the hand. They only include this one hand, which is, this is what happens, guys, when you're doing videos. And next thing I know, now when I'm done, I gotta touch all of this up before I send this away to the owner. But when you're sliding in and out parts, and well, thank God that was just a little lint or whatever. But when you're sliding out pieces, particularly with this hand, the skulls, in and out to do the video, you know, you got this issue. So there's a rod here. This was just this peg. So the rod is to secure that the head, you know, the skull won't come off if bumped or something like that. So pretty cool on that. This is cable skull. So with the cable skull, like I said, there's two skulls, the Cyclops and the cable. So here, you know, wanted to give it a nice look with the skull texture. I hope you can pick it up with the camera here. And you know, wanted to give it its definition, the skull definition. And then over here is that will be, I guess, the inside of the skull. Now on the pre-paint, this is all painted the same color as the skull. And for me, this is obviously looking like if it's a different piece, because it's even got the stapling going in or whatever, but this is the way I perceived it to be. Sorry for the phone. So yeah, went ahead and just did this actual paint up on this. You know, this is the chrome. After I did this, you know, did all these areas in black, and then came with the chrome, and then they did the weathering on top of that, and then finally painted the cables on top of that. Then we have the Cyclops. Now with the Cyclops, these visors are removable. I pinned them, so for shipping purposes. But here again, same deal. Did the skull texturing, and then there's the hole where the peg will go in, and the hand will be gripping it like that. So this does come off as well on this side. Make sure I don't break this. Okay. So you can get your whole look, but again, this little visor fit in. Now on the visor itself, I did a weathering technique using, you know, first it was black, then I did the silvers on top of the blacks, and then I sealed that. Then you come in and you apply this weathering from After Effects called heavy chipping, and then when you do your yellow, well, I forget what the process is, but I'll make a video about it. One of the two. Then you come when you put water and you start to do your chipping away, and you know the results are dope. You get that nice chipping effect, which, you know, makes the piece look really weathered. And then I came with like a wash of black and let it pooled in these little areas here. That's why it looks like kind of like 3D, like if it's raised. So that's a dope technique there. The faces, they are like we've gone over already. You know, wanted to really give them the attention, go into all the areas there. And I don't know if you can tell, but I did like a speckling technique on this paint scheme with the faces to give them the depth and give them like that hyper realistic kind of look. And you know, did the blue highlights. Everything's cool, really nice with these. Finally, this one's a really badass one, man. I like the Age of Apocalypse look. You know, this guy with the long hair, Magneto also with the long hair. Everybody looks all, you know, like really gone through major changes for this line, the Age of Apocalypse. Really dope. Okay guys, real quick, coming in, this is a quick mock-up that I did with showing the factory against the paint up, the custom paint up. So this is what I mean. He's just drowned in the blue, and that's not, you know, what's doing it for me, man. I really don't. We don't like it. You know, there's a bit of a lean there, but I'll have to work on that piece. Like I said, it has damages. And you know, I bought it because I really like the piece. The piece is tremendous. It just needs to be reworked, in my opinion. So the base, as you can see, it's just black with like some lime green or whatever. I guess it's supposed to stimulate some sort of radioactivity or radioactive, sorry, liquid or whatnot. And then we have the, you know, the base, that how I decided to do it. which is more of a cleaner look. Dirty, but really pops off against the character, so that he's not drowned. And then we got the black, you know, more different coloring as opposed to this. Just some other differences, you know. Here with the blue, it's just blue on blue on blue. I feel that it's really too much. They did include a gem in the middle. I had to paint this one with the chrome, and then did the transparent red over it to give it that look of a gem. But definitely a piece that needs to be use of a repaint. I don't think would hurt it. If anybody has it, please don't take it like I'm trying to shit on the piece. I'm not. It's a wonderful piece. I'm talking about me, how I would want to see Sinister like this, as opposed to the other depiction. Alright guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was more of a showcase of what I did, and then comparing it to the factory, just to show you guys the difference. You know, some people are like, oh, but why does it cost so much to get these pieces repainted, or painters charging X, Y, and Z? Guys, it's a lot of work. When you get a kit like this, 43 pieces, you gotta prep every piece, sand it, prime it, fix imperfections, and then do the paint job. So, you know, I know it's expensive, but hopefully by showing this little compare and contrast, you can see that is well worth it. So if you so choose to do that, I have the luxury of being able to say, okay, I want to paint this because I have this God-given talent, and I'm so, you know, humbled by it. However, it is something that you know, I cannot deny, and I cannot lie and say that it's not expensive. But you see for yourself what the end result is. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this one. Please continue to come back to the channel. I appreciate all your feedback and all your comments, subscriptions, all of that good stuff. Any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. And until next time guys, take care.